This morning, the new balance of power at the state capitol, where leading lawmakers stand on their new authority.
Also, unsealing a moment in time. What was inside a time capsule at a Dane County school and how they found it by accident.
And we're starting off brisk this morning, upper 20s with the winds out there as well. We are looking at a lot of sunshine and a warming trend going into the weekend.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. Happy almost Friday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchine.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slivka with your first warn forecast. Brisk is a perfect word to describe the morning. A reminder to those, remember those Lipton iced tea commercials?
Yeah.
That's brisk, baby. That's today, folks.
That should have been a headline.
Yeah, it's brisk, baby.
That's brisk, baby.
Oh, it really is. The below freezing temperatures for a lot of folks out there, combined with a little bit of wind. And yeah, it's brisk.
Yeah, it is brisk out there this morning. And we've got a couple of really chilly mornings the next 2 days. And then we've got a nice warm up going into the weekend. But we're starting off below freezing for everyone. 29 in Madison, Janesville, 27, 28 in the Dells, and Lone Rock at 29. West winds, these are sustained winds. For some reason, the airport, it has the lightest wind, if you will, in Madison. But most locations above 10 miles per hour. And as the sun comes up, those winds will pick up. So some of these winds could be up to about 25 miles per hour, not the 40-mile-per-hour gusts we saw yesterday. It looks like finally, after 2 months of active weather, we're going to see a quiet weather pattern setting up. The atmosphere is changing quite a bit over the next week, and that'll bring us some warmer weather with 60s this weekend, and we're finally going to be into the 70s, it looks like, much of next week. So looking at the sunshine today, temperatures climbing through the 30s into the 40s, up close to 50 this afternoon. Watching the temperatures climb up close to 50. Will be windy. Winds come down later tonight. More in the weekend forecast coming up.
Sounds good. Stay on top of the changing conditions yourself. Just download the First Warn Weather app and search WIST Weather in your app store.
New information this morning on how the special election win in Wisconsin could lead to an impeachment for the state Supreme Court's newest justice. Republican Dan Nodal won the 8th Senate District seat in a special election this week by just about 1,300 votes. That gives Republicans a supermajority in the Senate and the power to impeach Supreme Court Justice-elect Janet Protasiewicz. They could also impeach the governor and override his veto. Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu says, though, they have no plans for impeachments. However, on the campaign trail, Nodal said he would entertain the idea of impeachment.
In terms of turnout Tuesday, election officials say it was a record-setting spring election. Turnout was over 36%. That's about 1.7 million people, including the 400,000 absentee ballots. The previous high was set in 2011's Supreme Court race with 35% turnout.
New information, an 18-year-old and 14-year-old are facing charges after officers found them sleeping in a stolen car before crashing that vehicle trying to get away. Police found the two sleeping about 2 blocks from Whitetail Ridge Park. Officers deflated their tires before waking them up. Didn't quite work, though. The two ran into multiple squad cars trying to drive away before ultimately crashing on North Sherman Avenue. The 18-year-old stayed with the vehicle and was arrested. The 14-year-old tried to run but was eventually caught. Officers also found 2 stolen and loaded handguns in that car.
New developments now in a hit-and-run case where a 14-year-old was killed. The alleged driver, Darius Goodall, is due in court this morning. He faces 6 felony charges in the crash, including homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. Goodall has a plea hearing at 8:30 this morning. Prosecutors say Goodall was behind the wheel in January of 2020 when he hit and killed 14-year-old Jeremiah Broomfield, who was a freshman at La Follette High School. Broomfield's father described him as a kind and loving young man and the kind of person who was a friend to anyone he was around.
With Tuesday's election comes a historic moment for Madison. Nina Dina Martinez Rutherford is now the first openly transgender woman to be elected to a public office in the city. The new alder will represent Madison's 15th district, covering the city's east side, winning by just 54 votes. She ran on creating more affordable housing and giving visibility to Madison's trans community.
Like when I transitioned, I never thought that I would see trans people in public office, and seeing the visibility that's happened and knowing that I'm a part of this, just, I felt honored and excited. And
Martinez Rutherford says her experience living in poverty and living through discrimination will give her voice weight in local government.
After pleading guilty to child enticement, a former Madison Catholic church worker has been sentenced to prison. 31-year-old Rajnal Remat worked as a pastoral associate for a DeForest parish. He was convicted of having inappropriate sexual contact with a teenager. After reading the allowed the victim's statement, a Dane County judge sentenced Raymont to 2 years behind bars. Raymont's accused of abusing his position with St. Olaf Church to take advantage of the teenager. After serving out his sentence, he'll be deported back to his native country of Pakistan. Another
big local case, Curtis Tesmerer, the man who admitted to stringing cords across a popular bike path bridge last year, making his first virtual appearance in Dane County courts. Records show DNA samples collected on the cords led to his arrest. Officers say he initially denied any involvement, but then later admitted to doing this 4 times late at night. Tesmerer now charged with 4 counts of recklessly endangering safety. He was given a $1,000 bond.
More local news now. An exciting moment in Sun Prairie as the community opened up a 52-year-old time capsule that was found in the walls of what used to be the Sun Prairie Junior High. The capsule contains what the junior high's class of 1971 wanted the world to see. There are some newspapers from the Cap Times and the State Journal, a school budget, and some guidebooks. Although the capsule was found almost completely by accident.
I was shocked when I got the notice that there was a time capsule to be opened. I forgot about it.
Let us know that they had found a box in the walls of the building that was about to be demolished.
How about that, huh? The capsule had a story that talked about the Air Force coming in 1971 and building 280 Sun Prairie homes. The superintendent at the time said that was how they grew so fast, was when the Air Force came in.
Very cool story. Hey, speaking of history and cool stuff, take a look at this. An image of a Wisconsin DOT map. It's nearly 100 years old. The DOT says it made an archive of highway maps dating back to the 1910s. It's all available to the public online. They show a century's worth of growth and expansion on Wisconsin's infrastructure, and they also highlight when interstate highways came in. There's also some tourism and historical information that you can learn about on this website. We have a link to the maps on channel3000.com.
Oh, here's something to keep an eye on. Have you seen the moon yet this morning?
Ooh.
It's called the pink moon. It's not pink. It's actually called the pink moon because it's a nod to all the flowers and the trees blooming this time of year. Also in the sky, keep an eye out for Venus and Mars. They'll be out and relatively close to the moon in the sky tonight.
Check that out.
Beautiful. I saw it this morning. Very bright. All right, and time for kids this morning. The average family is so connected to their devices these days, it's taking a toll on our personal relationships. I recently talked with a family therapist with SSM Health to learn more. Parents, we're helping you out this morning, trying to tackle it, well, all, really. Rosa Morrow is with SSM Health. She's a licensed family and couples therapist. Now, Rosa, thanks for joining us. And really, this all comes down to that overwhelming feeling that parents get of trying to juggle too much.
You kind of go through a survival phase of parenting
and
coupling, right? So you think about that,
yeah.
and 4 is kind of that magic number. So when you get to your children get to the age of 4, granted if you have more than one child, right, you're in that survival state up to that point. And once you go beyond that, you kind of become disconnected as a couple.
How do we go about trying to tackle this all without neglecting too much?
I mean, honestly, what I'm seeing the biggest problem in most families right now is the cell phone, right, or the tablets. I think if people can walk in the door and check their cell phones in at the door, check their ego at the door.
Putting it down, that might seem like a stress inducer rather than a stress reliever to some folks.
For a lot of people it is, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's almost an addiction at this point. So you're going through withdrawal, right? And people are able to rationalize why they need to keep their phone, right? Where you can actually compartmentalize your time at the end of the day.
Okay.
If you think about the 24-hour day, if you were to divide it into 3 8-hour segments, in an ideal world, you would sleep 8 hours, work 8 hours, and have 8 hours of hobbies, fun, family interaction, right? In an ideal world, it doesn't work that way. We're all working a lot more. We're all engaged in our social media presence, right? We're losing contact with one another. You know, a lot of the times with couples, the very first homework assignment I give them, especially when they're feeling disconnected or there's kind of a self-inflicted loneliness, right? I hear a lot of couples say, I ask them, well, what are you feeling? I feel lonely, even though they're surrounded in the chaos and they're surrounded by their family members, right? So how do you reconnect with everyone?
That's where it all starts.
Exactly.
To reconnect, right?
Exactly.
Good. Wow, Rosa, this is really good information this morning. Thanks a lot for your expertise.
You're welcome. Thank you.
6:09 ahead. The big game for the Bucks last night without Giannis. Milwaukee, though, just one win away from securing the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Breiter in the 608. Coming up, we are working for the weekend. We are almost there, and I've got to look at some of what's happening for the entire family when we come back. Stick around.
It's time to march into deer season. Get your John Deere 1025R with a 120R loader for just $195 per month. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day, a classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
And now please welcome Adam Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
Can a cream really reduce wrinkles? More than 100 women tried L'Oreal Triple Power.
The wrinkles look so much softer now.
Triple Power visibly reduces wrinkles, firms, and brightens.
I'm amazed.
I saw results in 1 week.
Revitalift Triple Power from L'Oreal Paris.
It does what it says.
Some numbers simply have more meaning than others. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. Trust Habish Personal Injury Attorneys to get the number that's right for you. Call now.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
For over 50 years, Purina Cat Chow has been helping cats feel at home with trusted nutrition. No wonder it's the #1 dry cat food in America. Come home to Cat Chow.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Run with Sloan's on a John Deere X350, built for taking it easy. Get yours for $57 per month with 4.9% for 60 months and nothing down. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Hey, it's almost the weekend in the 608. We're helping you plan out what's happening for the whole family.
There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Always.
All right, Josh Breiter here to tell us what we can do on our Easter weekend. Hey there, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, it's going to get busier and busier as the weather warms up as we're helping you plan your weekend this morning. And that good news, it is finally starting to feel like spring as we get outdoors, including the return of some outdoor baseball. The Beloit Skycarp begin their 2023 season tomorrow night. They're welcoming the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers to the ABC Supply Stadium. First pitch is tomorrow night at 6:35. The series continues both Saturday and Sunday as well. Tickets are still available. I have information on that, and you can visit that on our website. Also happening, of course, it is Easter weekend, and you can spring into action with the Cottontail Classic. This is happening Saturday at 9 a.m. at McGaw Park. You can join the fun for an excellent 5K, 10K run walk, followed by an Easter egg hunt for all the kiddos to enjoy. The Easter Bunny will also be there for photos and to wish you all a happy Easter. The 5th annual Easter egg hunt in Sauk City is happening Saturday. This is free to attend. It goes from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All ages are welcome, but the egg hunt is all for for those under age 10 and under. There are a lot of vendors serving up baked goods and coffee as well. Remember, we are your home for happenings in the 608. You can click on our section of channel3000.com. There's also the community calendar in partnership with our friends at Madison Magazine. I know a lot of folks will be getting outside for Easter weekend. It looks like you could take that hunt outdoors finally, after it looks like we're finally getting ourselves out of winter, guys.
Finally.
First Easter for baby Zeke.
Aww.
We colored eggs yesterday with his grandparents. That was kind of fun.
That is fun.
I mean, he watched and didn't understand it.
Does he have a little Easter outfit?
Yes, he does, and it is cute. You stay tuned.
What color? Like pastel?
It's got little bunnies all over it.
Oh.
I really didn't expect to be a kid's dresser upper.
Just wait, yeah.
But it's kind of fun. They have some cute little onesies out there.
They sure do.
Best dressed baby in town.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it.
All right, thanks, Josh. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. Don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
6:15, Kelly Slifka, the best-dressed meteorologist in town.
I don't know about that, but I tell you what.
At least he's dressed today. That's...
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Did I miss something?
We got to think about this. Anyway.
What were you doing while I was on maternity leave?
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
All right, Easter, we've been, dealing with this really unsettled weather over the last couple of weeks, actually last 8 weeks, basically the last couple of months, I should say. But the Easter forecast looks pretty good. You will be able to take it outside. It might be a little chilly in the morning, temperatures in the 30s, but by the noon hour, already into the mid-50s. We'll look at a mix of some clouds and sun, but the daylight hours will be dry as we head in the mid-60s. There might be a sprinkle or a shower that moves in Sunday night, but that's about it. Looking at a fairly quiet weather pattern setting up finally. It is going to be windy today with some of those winds up to 25 miles per hour. Those will be diminishing this evening. A warm up this weekend was 60s, then even warmer next week with 70s, and we are definitely due. We haven't had a 70-degree temperature yet, which we should have, but we do have that in our forecast, almost a guarantee next week. Wind speeds still up there, 14 mile per hour sustained winds in the Dells, Lone Rock 14, 12 in Janesville. That's on the backside of the storm system that brought us the storms yesterday, that cold front racing to the east coast. We do have that northwest wind now, but high pressure will build in as it moves overhead. That'll keep us quiet, and eventually those winds will diminish, and it'll be a cool night again tonight. We'll see these wind speeds throughout the day, 15 to about 20 miles per hour. Could see some gusts up to 25. Even into the early evening hours, after the sun goes down, I think those winds will start to come down. Temperatures right now, 29 in Madison, 27 in Juneau and Janesville, 28 in the Dells, and also Mineral Point across Dane County. Everyone below freezing this morning. 29 in Cottage Grove and also Sun Prairie. And with that wind, it makes it feel cooler for this time of the morning. So temperatures in the 30s throughout the morning hours, should be cracking 40 by the noon hour, then headed up close to 50. I think most of the day in the 40s, but I think we'll squeeze out 50 with that sunshine today. First warn forecast, windy today, less wind tomorrow. Starting to warm up a little bit, 54 for our Friday. Saturday, we're looking at a breeze, and that'll be coming in out of the south. Easter Sunday, as mentioned, it looks pretty nice. Temperatures in the mid-60s. Can't rule out a shower late Sunday night into Monday morning. Right now, it looks like it'll be very minor, very scattered. Then there are those 70s all of next week. And finally, we've got a very quiet weather pattern setting up. Just a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm Friday going into Saturday.
Don't have to wait until the fall to see the Wisconsin volleyball team. The Badgers have a 3-game spring season. They've already beaten Marquette, and now they've stepped up their competition with a professional team in town. Huge pop from the crowd when Sydney Hilly was introduced with Athletes Unlimited. And from a former Badger to one of the newest Badgers, Izzy Ashburn sets up Carter Booth, and she brings the heat for the point for one of her 10 kills. Then later in the set, we've seen this before, Yulia Orzel drops home the tip. Team high 15 kills from her. Wisconsin falls 3-1 in 4 sets. The only thing standing in the Bucks' way from home court advantage throughout the playoffs is themselves. Milwaukee's magic number to wrap up the top seed in the East is 1, meaning beat Chicago, and the job is done. No Giannis tonight for this one, so it was a Bobby Portis performance. Fourth quarter, Drew Holiday finds Bobby in the quarter, and he rattles home the triple. Portis finished with a game-high 27. Holiday had 15 assists, and he could score too. Later, he steps back and splashes one home. Holiday dropped 20, and the Eastern Conference runs through Milwaukee. Bucks win 105-92. Greg Gard is already adding pieces to his roster for next season. Noah Reynolds has committed to Wisconsin after 2 seasons at Wyoming. The Cowboy guard averaged 14.5 points last season and will have 2 years of eligibility as a Badger. On the ice, Hillary Knight was all smiles for Game 1 of Team USA's quest for gold in the Women's World Championship. The former Badger deflects the puck into the back of the net for one of the United States' 7 goals against Japan. USA's next game is Friday against Switzerland. And the Brewers looking for the series sweep against the Mets, and the Young Guns came up big again for the Crew. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 6, and Garrett Mitchell calls game with one big swing to the right. The solo shot is his 3rd homer in the last 2 games and his first career walk-off bomb. Brewers win their 5th straight, 7-6, the final. Back to you.
Up next, which iconic movie costume is about to go up for auction?
Stay with us.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name's Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Celebrate Easter weekend with a massive 3-day savings event at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Shop Friday, Saturday, and Monday for rock-bottom prices on top brand appliances, plus low monthly payment options and free delivery in 3 days or less at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
Reviews are very important. It really reflects on how we're handling customers at Precision Door. It's feeling like I'm helping out my neighbor. Quality service quickly from a name you can trust.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
You know, some old cowboys said if you climb in the saddle, you best be ready for the ride. I think that old cowboy was talking about the Midwest Horse Fair coming to Madison, Wisconsin, April 14th through the 16th. You best saddle up for a little family time with hundreds of horses, English, Western, and a big old rodeo. Hundreds of shopping vendors, and fill your belly with some of the tastiest food in the Midwest. Get your tickets before they're gone. Visit MidwestHorseFair.com.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Okay, everyone, our mission is complete balanced nutrition. Together, we provide nutrients to support immune, muscle, bone, and heart health.
Ensure with 25 vitamins and minerals, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Celebrate Easter weekend with a massive 3-day savings event at Ashley. Shop Friday, Saturday, and Monday for rock-bottom prices and bonus discounts on closeout items. Plus low monthly payment options and free delivery in 3 days or less. All at Ashley.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
We're sharing Linda's morning with everyone this morning. It is a beautiful picture of a sunset, sunrise with some gorgeous colors.
A light pillar, maybe? A pillar of
sun
light?
Pillar?
A sun pillar. We determined it is not a light doing a yoga pose.
What would that be, a sundog?
We don't have time to catch you up on the...
My phenomenal early morning jokes.
Thank you, Linda. Share your morning with us. Just use the hashtag #3morning when you post on social media. All right, it's a movie costume almost everybody knows. It's that iconic suit from Saturday Night Fever, and it is going up for auction. Fans of the classic 70s film have a chance to grab it. Later this month, of course, the 1977 film helped popularize disco around the world. John Travolta was the actor who donned it. He was nominated for an Oscar for that performance. And it is expected to fetch up to $200,000.
Staying alive.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the most expensive Hollywood costume associated with Marilyn Monroe's iconic white dress, that is fetching around $2 million.
Yeah,
that was 10 years ago. Was fetched $2 million.
Yeah, millions of dollars. Yeah, that was the one where it was from the 7-year itch. Yeah, the one over the grate where it's blowing up. Other outfits like Audrey Hepburn's ascot dress from My Fair Lady, the Cowardly Lion costume from Wizard of Oz, and of course Dorothy's famous dress. Those all went for millions of dollars as well.
That's impressive.
So that's some key collector items to have there if you're a movie buff.
If I had cash laying around, I don't think the lion costume is
an investment. Maybe you sell it, you know, you pass it down in the generations, and it'll sell for more. I don't know.
That's one thing. Art, and I guess iconic pieces of apparel don't go down in value over time.
Art you can look at. I mean, what do you put in the lion costume in your
front and
guest
center,
bedroom?
right in the middle.
Let's stay in the guest bedroom and meet lion costume. Not for me.
All right, we have a brisk start to your Thursday morning. One you can, you know, where you can appreciate the warmer days of spring.
Exactly. Now, just a couple more of these days that we have to deal with. Winds right now up there around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We are expecting a lot of sunshine today, but temperatures are starting out in the upper 20s. As that sun comes up, the winds will actually pick up a little bit. 30s throughout the morning hours, generally in the 40s, may get close to 50 this afternoon. So planning the day, just bundle up this morning. Those winds up there around 15 to 20 miles per hour coming down as we go into the evening hours. Yes, our first warm forecast going into the weekend looks great. 60s Saturday and Sunday, just a slight chance of a shower Sunday night. 70s in the forecast much of next week.
Loving those 70s. Keep it here, folks. We're back. Oh, there's the moon. Right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. Join us on air, online, and in your village, and take time for kids.
Wow, would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
You even remember the napkins.
Wow. That's our boy.
So proud.
There's a deal for every sunrise at McDonald's. Try one of our tasty bagel sandwiches like the steak, egg, and cheese bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, or bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
We've got your back, road warriors. Because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
In every corner of Wisconsin, you'll find Wisconsin lottery winners. Some live in the city, others out in the country. Some play in their lucky socks, others wear their favorite hat. But one thing's for sure. Last year, tens of thousands of players won across the state. In fact, Wisconsin Lottery awards over $1.5 million in prizes every day. That's a lot of winners you'll find in Wisconsin.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh, yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
This morning, the new balance of power at the state capitol, where leading lawmakers stand on their new authority.
Also, unsealing a moment in time. What was inside a time capsule at a Dane County school and how they found it by accident.
And you'll probably still need the winter jacket this morning. It is brisk, temperatures in the upper 20s, but a warm up on the way for the weekend.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchine.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slifka with your first warn forecast this morning. It is chilly out there, I got to admit. I mean, I'm ready for some of these warmer temperatures in the forecast.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait a couple more days. It looks like the next 2 days are going to be below average. In the mornings, especially cool. Temperatures right now across the area generally in the upper 20s, so we are below freezing. You add that wind, it does add to that chill. So need that winter jacket yet, at least for a couple more days, but I think maybe finally by next week you can get rid of that. All right, wind speeds right now, 14-mile-per-hour sustained winds on the Dells to Monroe, 12 in Janesville, so that's adding to the chill. And those winds could be up to about 25 miles per hour today. Not as windy as yesterday, but still windy nonetheless. Finally, a quieter weather pattern setting up not only into the weekend, but it looks like much of next week as well. In fact, we'll be warming from the 60s this weekend into the 70s. We have yet to hit 70 degrees yet, and I think we'll have that a really good opportunity next week. Temperatures in the upper 20s to around 30 early this morning, around 40 by the noon hour, and then I think we'll get close to 50 as we get into the late afternoon hours. We are expecting a lot of sunshine. Just have to deal with the wind this morning traveling. Just need the sunglasses throughout the day. Temperatures are chilly this morning. Headed up close to 50. More on that warm up, and we'll see if we have any chance of rain in that 10-day forecast coming up.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Kelly. You can stay on top of the changing conditions yourself. Just download the First Warn Weather app by searching WISC Weather in your app store.
New information this morning on how the special election win in Wisconsin could lead to an impeachment for the state Supreme Court's newest justice. Republican Dan Nodal won the 8th Senate district seat in a special election this week by just about 1,300 votes. That gives Republicans a supermajority in the Wisconsin Senate and the power to impeach Supreme Court Justice-elect Janet Protasiewicz. They could also impeach the governor and override his veto. Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu says they have no plans for impeachments, but on the campaign trail, Nodal said he would entertain the idea of impeachment.
In terms of turnout Tuesday, election officials say it was a record-setting spring election. Turnout was over 36%, or 1.7 million people, including the 400,000 absentee ballots cast. The previous high was set in 2011's Supreme Court race with 35% turnout. More election analysis coming up in the Morning Sprint.
An 18-year-old and a 14-year-old are facing charges after officers found them sleeping in a stolen car before crashing the vehicle trying to get away. Police found the two sleeping about 2 blocks from Whitetail Ridge Park. Officers deflated their tires before they woke them up, but the two were still able to drive off, running into multiple squad cars on their way before ultimately crashing on North Sherman Avenue. The 18-year-old stayed with the vehicle and was arrested. The 14-year-old tried to run but was eventually caught. Officers also found 2 stolen and loaded handguns in the car.
New developments this morning in a hit-and-run case where a 14-year-old was killed. The alleged driver, Sedarius Goodall, is due in court this morning. He faces 6 felony charges in the crash, including homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. Goodall has a plea hearing at 8:30 this morning. Prosecutors say Goodall was behind the wheel in January of 2022 when he hit and killed 14-year-old Jeremiah Bloomfield, a freshman at La Follette High School. Broomfield's father described him as a kind and loving young man and the kind of person who was a friend to anyone he was around.
With Tuesday's election came a historic moment for Madison. Nina Dina Martinez Rutherford is now the first openly transgender woman to be elected to a public office in the city. The new alder will represent Madison's 15th district, covering the city's east side. She won by just 54 votes. She ran on creating more affordable housing and giving visibility to Madison's trans community.
Like when I transitioned, I never thought that I would see trans people in public office. And seeing the visibility that's happened And knowing that I'm a part of this, just, I felt honored and excited. And
Martinez Rutherford says her experience living in poverty and living through discrimination will give her voice weight in local government.
And now to an update. After pleading guilty to child enticement, a former Madison Catholic church worker has been sentenced to prison time. 31-year-old Rajnal Raymond worked as a pastoral associate for a DeForest parish. He was convicted of having inappropriate sexual contact with a teenager. After reading aloud the victim's statement, a Dane County judge sentenced Raymond to 2 years behind bars. Raymond's accused of abusing his position with St. Olaf Church to take advantage of the teenager. After serving out his sentence, he'll be deported back to his native country of Pakistan.
Another big local case. Curtis Tesmer, the man who admitted to stringing cords across a bike path bridge last year, has made his first virtual appearance in Dane County courts. Records show DNA samples collected on the cords led to his arrest. Officers say he initially denied any involvement, but later admitted to doing it 4 times late at night. Tesmer was charged with 4 counts of recklessly endangering safety. He was given a $1,000 bond.
In more local news this morning, an exciting moment in Sun Prairie as the community opened up a 52-year-old time capsule. It was found on the walls of what used to be the junior high. The capsule contains what the junior high's class of 1971 wanted the world to see. There are some newspapers from the Cap Times and State Journal, school budget, as well as some guidebooks. The capsule, though, was pretty much found by accident.
I was just shocked when I got the notice that there was a time capsule to be opened. I forgot about it.
Let us know that they had found a box in the walls of the building that was about to be demolished.
The capsule had a story that talked about the Air Force coming in 1971 and building 280 Sun Prairie homes. Superintendent at the time said that was how they grew so fast.
Speaking of history, take a look at this, an image of a Wisconsin DOT map that's nearly 100 years old. The DOT says it's made an archive of highway maps dating back to the mid-1910s. It's available to the public on the website. They show a century's worth of growth and expansion on Wisconsin's infrastructure and when interstates came to be. There's also tourism and historical information to learn more about the state. We have a link to all of that on channel3000.com.
Have you peeked at the moon yet this morning, folks? There's a pink full moon in the sky. Although this moon in this video looks kind of yellow. The moon outside looks white. But they call it the pink moon because it's a nod to the flowers and the trees that bloom this time of year. And if you pay attention, you might as well keep an eye out for Venus and Mars. They're going to be out relatively close to the moon in the sky tonight.
Pretty gorgeous. Recommend checking it out.
It is something really bright. All right, let's take a look outside this morning. A big warm-up on the way in your first warn forecast. That sun, good to see the sun this morning. I am loving that. We are also tracking some warmer temperatures. Could we hit 80? That's coming up in your forecast.
And we are taking a look at the garden on the News 3 Now patio. Tulips starting to creep up there, maybe some daffodils. If you're starting to hit up your garden, we have the simple steps doctors want you to follow to avoid overdoing it.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Waunakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Mad City, a division of Renuity, the local service you deserve, now backed by unmatched national strength. We are Wisconsin's #1 remodeler. And now we're looking for 50 homeowners who need new windows. Receive special savings on new Eco Sky windows featuring Sky Mirror technology. And with Mad City's Price Lock Guarantee, once you receive a free design consultation, we'll lock your price in and guarantee it for 1 year. Be one of 50 homeowners who call now and receive free installation on a house full of new windows with no interest and no payments until 2025. Senior military discounts plus call during this program and receive a free $50 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. Ask about Mad City's Do More discount on baths, showers, or cabinet refacing. Mad City, a division of Renuity, the local service you deserve, now backed by unmatched national strength.
We had Mad City to do some work for us in the past, and we liked the work that they did for us. We were satisfied.
Mad City is A+ rated with the BBB, more than 50,000 satisfied customers, and now we're looking for 50 homeowners who need new windows. Check out our Eco Sky windows, beautiful custom fit Energy Star rated windows, styles including bay, bow, double hung, and sliders. Call Mad City Windows now. The first 50 homeowners will save with free installation on a house full of new windows with no interest and no payments till 2025. Senior military discounts. Plus, call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-338-1616, 608-338-1616.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Waunakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
A record-breaking spring election.
I am so excited for Wisconsin and for Madison tonight.
Judge Janet Protasiewicz will become the next Supreme Court Justice in Wisconsin.
We did it! We did it!
A toddler sexually assaulted and a Poynette mother crying out for justice.
I'm terrified to see his name again next to another little girl's name.
In a News 3 Now investigation, Catherine Merck looks into why the perpetrator didn't make the sex offender registry. Tonight at 6. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. 'Tis the season to maybe clean off your gardening tools. Head outside.
I love to garden, and I'm really looking forward to the weather warming up. And
get your hands dirty.
Getting my hands dirty. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay, but be careful, folks. You know, and as I'm getting a little bit older, you know, you might remember I turned 40 last week.
Did you?
And the body's just not as young as it used to be. So we wanted to share some advice for folks out there this morning. You know, gardening, we're going to be doing a lot of different movements. You know, squatting, slouching, you know, getting down on the ground and moving all sorts of muscles we haven't moved maybe in a while. So we talked to some, or we didn't, our affiliates talked to some doctors at the Cleveland Clinic who have some advice for us before we start gardening.
We have to prepare our muscles so that our muscles serve as that structural basis for all that our skeletons have to do.
Doctors also added to avoid sudden twisting or reaching motions, adjust posture frequently, keep objects close to your body when lifting, and try to maintain the natural curves of the spine as you work. And finally, end your gardening day the way you started it, by stretching again.
Some very good advice in there, Chris.
I agree.
My 40-year-old friend. You got to warm up before you go gardening these days.
That and a lot of other things these days.
All right, chronic stress can impact your health as well, but staying active can help. One study published in Advances in Experimental Medicine and Biology finds physical activity, exercise essentially, significantly reduced the symptoms of anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
Exercise reduces stress because it causes your body to produce more endorphins. Movement also fights elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Aerobic workouts are the best here. That's dancing, boxing, running, that kind of thing. Gentler exercise like walking works too.
Is it going to be a good day to get out there and walk? Let's check in with Kelly Slifka. Well, chilly to walk out there. You're going to bundle up if you're going to go on a morning run.
Brisk.
Yeah, definitely this morning we are looking at some chilly temperatures. Readings are in the 20s, but I know a lot of folks are going to be doing a lot of activity come next week as temperatures are likely to be well above average. Next week, our average high is about 55 or so. We could be talking about temperatures getting close to 80 next week. So finally getting over that hump now, and it looks like it's going to last for quite a while. Actually, a quiet weather pattern. Now, that may want to get you out in the garden, but typically the last freeze or light frost is expected the first week of May. So we still got another month for the potential of seeing some frost or a light freeze. So you may want to just delay that opportunity to get out in the garden and actually plant any of those tender vegetation. It is windy today. The winds up there about 25 miles per hour. It should be diminishing as we go into the evening hours. And finally, a quiet weather pattern after 2 months of active weather every week. We're looking at 60s this weekend and 70s, it looks like, going into next week. We do have a bit of a wind right now out of the west at 14 miles per hour in Lone Rock, 17 in Monroe, and 12 currently in Janesville. Expecting these winds to gradually diminish as that area of low pressure that brought us thunderstorms yesterday, moves on out. High pressure builds in, and that'll diminish those winds tonight. But that'll set us up for a cold night. So the wind speeds around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Could see some gusts up to 25, not the 40 mile per hour gusts we saw yesterday. After sunset, the winds will start to go down. Temperatures right now, 29 in Madison, 28 in the Dells, 27 in Janesville and Juneau. So need that winter jacket, at least for a couple more mornings. 29 in Madison, also Oregon, Belleville at 30 currently in Stoughton. So we'll see that west wind continue. A lot of sunshine expected this afternoon, around 40 at the noon hour as we get in the late afternoon, getting close to 50 later today. And look at the temperatures running well above average for the next 10 days. Even tomorrow, we're going to start that trend, and you can just see we ramp it up throughout much of next week. Average high 55, 56 degrees. We're going to get close to 80, upper 70s. First morning forecast, 50 today, 54 tomorrow. 60s this weekend. May see an isolated shower develop Sunday night, Easter Sunday night. Not going to be a big deal. Then we jump into the 70s and pretty quiet weather through most of next week. Maybe a shower or thunderstorm by Friday and Saturday.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. Hey, it's almost the weekend in the 608, and we're helping you plan out what's happening for your whole family.
Josh Breider in studio this morning to let us know what's going on Easter weekend. Hey there, Josh.
I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for the warmer weather. It's going to get us outside, and it's really just giving us some positive things to look forward to, right? Feeling more like spring, and that means we can head outside a little bit and maybe get rid of some of this snow. Take a look at this. The 4th annual Flight of Lights is happening now at Dane County Regional Airport. It is a drive-through light display along International Lane. Whether you're flying out of MSN for spring break or looking for fun, free activities closer to home, the airport has you covered. Flight of Lights is free of charge and runs through April 16th. I'll be out there live tomorrow morning in the 608 with a look at what's new this year. Tomorrow night is the first Friday on Monroe Street. You can experience the magic of Monroe Street on the first Friday evening of every month. Each month's participating boutique shops and retail stores will be open later so you can enjoy all that this unique slice of Madison has to offer. From pop-ups to ice cream to live music to wide selection of eateries, there's a little something for everyone. You can also support local farmers this weekend at the final late winter Dane County Farmers Market. This is at Garver Feed Mill. It's happening Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to noon. And this is a great chance for you to do your weekly grocery shopping while supporting local makers. And more good news, Saturday mornings on the square return next weekend. That's right, we're already heading back to Capitol Square next Saturday. So there's another sign of warmer weather ahead. We're all about the good news here on News 3 Now this morning. Remember, you can always go to our section of In the 608 at channel3000.com. There's also the community calendar in partnership with our friends over at Madison Magazine. I always feel like that's the sure sign of spring, guys, as soon as the Saturday mornings return on the square for the farmers market.
I kind of feel like I missed all of winter. Like, I've been gone.
You were cooped up. Yeah, you were cooped up for 3.5 months.
For good reason.
So you guys are like, oh my gosh, it's finally time for spring. I'm thinking it's spring already?
Back here, we're covering all the snowstorms and all the craziness with the weather and the 70 inches of snow we got.
Yeah, I was
over the
just
winter.
staying up all night feeding a baby. Yeah. No big deal.
Priorities.
I concede. You win. You did the real work.
He knows better. He knows better than to start that fight. Josh Breider, thank you very much.
You bet.
Don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media for a chance to be featured. Coming up in the morning sprint, a new vehicle recall affecting a popular SUV.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. First, though, we want to say happy birthday to Addison. All the kiddos turning 3 today.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Buy 4 pork chops, get 4 free. And get Lay's, just $1.88 at Hy-Vee. That's right, buy 4 pork chops, get 4 free. And get Lay's for just $1.88. Thursday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Why are there 2 extra seats? I know, Uncle Dane and his giant beard.
The Volkswagen Atlas, with best-in-class third-row legroom. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
At Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that a lush, beautiful lawn should be enjoyed by the whole family. That's why we offer a kid and pet-friendly program to create a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn that your whole family can enjoy. Our program includes effective applications of targeted weed control and slow-release golf course quality fertilizer to achieve real results. Call or click today for your free quote, or sign up now and see the Weedman difference. Doesn't your family deserve a Weedman lawn?
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
Made with American biofuels, E15 saves drivers money, reduces emissions, and creates jobs in rural communities. Last year, when gas prices were spiking, President Biden extended summer sales of E15 and saved drivers nearly $1 per gallon in some areas. We can't afford higher gas prices this summer. We need the Biden administration to act again. Tell Senator Baldwin that President Biden must protect access to E15 and extend savings at the pump.
Why are there 2 extra seats? I know, Uncle Dane and his giant beard.
The Volkswagen Atlas with best-in-class third-row legroom. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
Buy 4 pork chops, get 4 free. And get Lay's, just $1.88 at Hy-Vee. That's right, buy 4 pork chops, get 4 free. And get Lay's for just $1.88. Thursday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Get your tickets before they're gone. Visit MidwestHorseFair.com.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We start with some breaking news out of the Middle East. China announcing it has brokered an agreement between Saudi Arabia and Iran to reopen diplomatic ties. This comes after 7 years of tensions between the two Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah, the move could reduce fighting directly and proxy conflicts around the region. Diplomatic experts say it's a win for the Chinese as the Gulf Arab states look at the U.S. now as slowly withdrawing from the region.
Back to Wisconsin news now. The new supermajority in the state's Republican Senate could mean impeachment for the High Court's newest justice. Republican Dan Nodal secured that supermajority with the win in the 8th Senate District special election. They now have the power to impeach the governor, Supreme Court Justice-elect Janet Protasiewicz, and other civil officers. Senate Majority Leader, though, Devin LeMahieu, said they would not use impeachment powers. They haven't been used since 1853. Nodal did say, though, on the campaign trail, he would entertain the idea of impeachment.
Madison voters passed a referendum that would stagger Alder's 2-year terms, with 83% voting yes. Proponents of the bill say it would bring continuity to the Common Council. The referendum cuts the number of new Alders each election in half. Alders will now have staggered terms beginning 2025.
82 referenda in 68 of Wisconsin's school districts on the ballot this week. Largely a good night for districts, not necessarily the case in Marshfield. The school and the local fire department both failed their referenda. The fire chief said it was a disappointing day, but understood everybody is feeling the effects of inflation. The school, though, is looking at its options since it didn't plan for the referendum to fail.
In Monroe, the local sheriff and police say they've seen a dramatic increase in children as young as 8 in possession of THC or vape devices in and out of school. An 18-year-old student and 2 15-year-olds were arrested in possession of THC devices with intent to distribute. In one instance, police found a pound of marijuana, 53 THC cartridges, and 16 used devices.
An exciting moment in Sun Prairie where the town is checking out a time capsule found in the walls of the junior high school. Workers found it as they were getting ready to demolish the building. It contained newspapers from the Cap Times and State Journal, as well as school budgets and guidebooks.
Volkswagen recalling 143,000 Atlas SUVs because of sporadic airbag issues. Some of the vehicles are experiencing a faulty sensor in the front passenger side that's deactivating the airbag. VW is advising drivers to not let anyone ride in the front passenger seat until the issue's fixed. The recall includes all model Atlases from 2018 to 2021 and 2020 Atlas Cross Sport SUVs.
Taiwan's president making a historic visit to California despite the risk of deteriorating their country's relationship with China. Taiwan's leader hoping to shore up some support for her nation as the threat of a takeover from China grows larger. She was met with a bipartisan group of supporters promising to stand beside that country.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer signing a new law that repeals an almost century-old abortion ban. That law has been on the books since 1931. Unlike in Wisconsin, it's not been enforced since the federal Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade last year. Both chambers of the state's legislature voted to repeal the law anyway, with some support from Republicans.
The final funeral for the victim of last week's school shooting in Nashville held this week. Across the nation, students walked out of their classes yesterday to demand action against gun violence. Today, 3 Tennessee lawmakers that took to the state capitol with thousands of students could lose their seats in a Republican-led legislature vote.
Tiger Woods will tee off the 25th Masters tournament at Augusta National today. The 5-time Masters champ said that his body feels a lot better than it did last year at this point. Remember, he returned to the course after recovering from that car crash that almost took his leg. As far as if this will be his last Masters, he says only time will tell. Right now, he's just enjoying another trip to Augusta. You can watch the 3rd and 4th round of the Masters right here on Channel 3.
The April cover of Vogue Philippines turns 106-year-old Apo Maria Oge into a star here, making her the oldest model ever featured on a Vogue cover. She is also known as Maria Oge and lives in a remote village. She's renowned for her artistry and skill as an artist practicing an ancient style of tattooing by hand.
Good morning. 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock. We are looking at a brisk morning. The winds out of the west 10 to 14 miles per hour. Is a little bit lighter here in Madison, but as the sun comes up, the wind will pick up a little bit through the morning hours in the afternoon. It's starting off chilly. We're at 29 currently in Madison, 30 in Janesville, 27 in Juneau. The Dells currently at 28. So a lot of sunshine today. We'll see a bit of a wind throughout the afternoon hours as we get up close to 50. I think most of the afternoon in the 40s, but we may touch 50 with the sunshine, and it will be another cool night tonight. So planning your day, just make sure you have that winter jacket this morning. And with that west wind, it'll feel pretty chilly, especially if you're in that wind. Temperatures getting close to 50 with that April sunshine. Tomorrow, we're starting off cool, starting to warm up a little bit. 60s for the upcoming weekend. Just a slight chance of a shower, it looks like Sunday night. Then we're talking about 70s, maybe getting close to 80 next week.
Kelly, thank you very much.
Keep it here, folks. We'll have another live news and weather update coming up in 30 minutes.